I canceled my daughter's cell phone plan after her school called about the anonymous account harassing a classmate. My daughter Brooke is 14. She's always been a good kid, like genuinely not just the kind of thing parents say. Good grades, nice friends, never given me a real reason to worry. So when the school called on a Tuesday afternoon and asked if I could come in, I figured it was something minor. A missed assignment. A dress code thing. I drove over there not even that concerned. The vice principal, Mrs. Alvarado, sits me down and pulls up a printed sheet. There's an Instagram account handles something like Westview Truths, and it's been posting about a girl named Caitlin, a sophomore. Stuff about her appearance, stuff about who she supposedly hooked up with, stuff that was just mean in that specific targeted way that makes it clear whoever's running it knows her personally. Caitlin had been sent home twice that week because she was so upset she couldn't get through class. I said that was awful, but I wasn't sure why I was there. Mrs. Alvarado slid the paper across the desk and pointed to one of the posts. Then she showed me a screenshot from Caitlin's friend, who had been DMing with the account. The writing style. A specific detail about an incident that happened at a birthday party. A party Brooke attended. I said, "You think this is Brooke?" She said they couldn't confirm anything, but they were asking parents of kids who'd been at that party to come in. I asked if I could call Brooke down. They brought her in 5 minutes later, and the second she walked through the door and saw me sitting there with those papers, her face did something I'd never seen it do before. Not guilt exactly. More like calculation. Like she was already figuring out what she was going to say. I showed her the account. I asked if she knew anything about it. She said, "I've seen it going around. It's not me." I asked how the post knew about what happened at Madison's party. She said lots of people knew. It wasn't a secret. I didn't push it in front of Mrs. Alvarado. I thanked her, drove Brooke home, and didn't say a word the whole way. Brooke kept starting sentences and stopping herself. When we got inside, I told her to sit down and hand me her phone. She said, "Mom, I told you, now." She gave it to me. I went through it while she sat across from me at the kitchen table, and I could hear her leg bouncing. The Instagram app was logged into an account I didn't recognize. A different account than her main one. I tapped on it. It opened right to the profile. Westview Truths. I just sat there for a second. She started talking before I could. Said it wasn't a big deal. Said Caitlin had done something at that party that really hurt her friend Madison, and she was just defending Madison, and she didn't think anyone would take it that seriously, and she was going to delete it. I said, "This girl has been sent home crying twice this week." Brooke said, "Caitlin's not as innocent as everyone thinks." I put the phone face down on the table. I said, "I don't care what Caitlin did. You made an anonymous account to humiliate someone. You kept doing it after you saw it was working. And then you sat in that office and lied to my face." She said she knew I'd overreact. I picked up my own phone and called our carrier right there at the table. Canceled her line. She watched me do it. When I hung up, she said, "You can't be serious." I said, "The account goes down tonight or I call the school and tell them myself." She said that would ruin everything. That people would find out it was her. That it wasn't fair because other people had posted worse things about other kids and nobody did anything. I said, "I'm not those other parents. The account comes down, you write Caitlin a real apology, not a text, a letter, and you don't have a phone until I decide you've earned one back." She started crying, which I expected. She said I was destroying her social life over something that wasn't even that big of a deal. I said, "If it's not a big deal, why did you make it anonymous?" She didn't answer that. The account was gone by 9 p.m. The letter took 3 days and 2 drafts before I felt like she'd actually written it instead of just trying to get the phone back. She's been without it for 11 days. She's not speaking to me much. Caitlin came back to school the following Monday.